How do you build customer trust when launching AI features?
Building customer trust when launching an AI feature requires more than a weak word cloud of be transparent, be ethical, be responsible. That scores nothing. Trust in an AI feature isn't a tagline. It's a set of concrete product mechanics plus a number that proves they worked. The strong answer turns the fuzzy word trust into three buildable things: transparency, user control, and honest handling of limits. Then it names the metric that tells you whether you actually earned it. The interviewer's really testing whether you can take an abstract concept and make it operational. Any candidate can say trust matters. The ones who get hired say, here's the toggle I'd build, here's the confidence state I'd show, and here's the correction rate I'd watch on the ramp. Trust is where a lot of AI features die. One confident wrong answer, and the user never comes back. This is a real skill, not a values quiz. Let me show you how to make it concrete. Your first move is to refuse to leave trust vague because vague trust scores nothing. I operationalize it. Users trust the feature when they rely on it, so adoption and repeat use. When they don't constantly undo or override it, so a low correction and override rate on anything the AI does automatically. When they don't churn after a bad experience, and when the survey trust score or NPS holds up. So I say upfront, I'll design the mechanics and I'll name how I'd know they worked. That framing, mechanics plus a measurable outcome, is the spine of the whole answer. The biggest trust mechanism for an AI feature is letting the user verify it themselves. Concretely, cite sources inline, which is the entire model for Perplexity, so the user can check the claim against the source. Show confidence and be willing to say, I'm not sure, instead of serving a confident wrong answer. Expose what data the feature used to reach its answer, and label AI generated content as AI, clearly. Don't hide the seams. A system that shows its reasoning and its sources earns the benefit of the doubt on the occasions when it's wrong, and every AI feature will sometimes be wrong. The hidden black box gets no such grace. One mistake, and the user assumes it's always been guessing. Trust collapses the first time an AI does something irreversible that the user didn't want. So, I design for control. Propose rather than auto-execute for anything consequential. Single tap undo on everything. Easy correction and feedback. A this was wrong button that visibly does something, not one that feels like it goes into a void. Clear settings to turn the feature off or scope it down. And no silent data use ever. For agentic actions, anything the AI does on behalf of the user, I confirm before anything costly or irreversible happens. The rule of thumb: the more permanent the action, the more the human stays in the loop. Set expectations before launch, not after the first angry support ticket. Say plainly what the feature's good at and what it's bad at. Degrade gracefully. When confidence is low, hand off to a human or fall back to showing sources rather than bluffing a confident answer. And communicate changes as they happen. Here's the asymmetry that matters. Promising less and delivering more builds trust steadily, while over-promising destroys it in a single incident. One oversold capability that visibly fails, and you've spent all the goodwill you'd banked. The final piece ties back to metrics. Roll out gradually and watch the trust metrics as guardrails on the ramp. Override and correction rate. Thumbs down and report rate. Post-feature retention. Do people stick around after they've been exposed? And a direct trust survey. If correction spike or retention drops right after exposure, trust isn't there yet, so I hold and fix before I ramp further. Trust is earned on the ramp and measured, never just assumed because the demo looked good. Let's make this concrete with an AI answer feature launching inside a search product. Transparency. Every answer carries inline citations, a visible confidence state, and an AI-generated label, and for low-confidence queries, it shows sources with a soft, here's what I found, instead of a synthesized claim it can't back up. Control. A prominent thumbs down that opens a correction box and visibly logs the feedback. A single click, show me the raw results instead. Toggle. And a setting to switch AI answers off entirely. Honesty. A short initial note on what it does well and what it doesn't. Proof. I stage it 1%, then 25, then 100 with trust guardrails, correction rate under 3%, report rate under 1%, and 30-day retention of exposed users at or above the control group. At 25%, the report rate sitting at 0.8% and retentions up 2%. So I promote. And notice what trust reduces to here. It's the correction rate staying low as exposure grows. Not a slogan, a measured number climbing in the right direction. The interviewer will often test whether you've thought about the cost of all this transparency. Does showing confidence and citations and undo buttons clutter the product and slow people down? Fair. And the answer is you tier it by stakes. For a low stakes query, a quick fact, keep it clean, one subtle source link, no friction. For a high stakes or irreversible action, that's where you spend the interface budget on confirms, confidence, and undo. Trust mechanics scale with consequence. You don't bolt a confirmation dialog onto everything and call it responsible. The second push you should expect. What do you actually do the first time your AI feature ships a bad answer to a real user because it will? And this is where trust is won or lost. The move is to own it fast and visibly, acknowledge the mistake in product if it was public, make the correction easy to find, and show the user their feedback change something. A feature that admits a specific error and visibly fixes it earns more trust than one that pretends it's never wrong, because users already know AI is fallible. What they're really deciding is whether you're honest about it. Handling the first failure well is a bigger trust mechanism than any launch day polish. And saying so tells the interviewer you're thinking past the demo into the messy part where real trust actually gets built. Here's what makes them lean in. First, you converted trust into concrete mechanics, inline citations, a confidence display, propose rather than auto-execute, single tap undo, plus a measurable outcome. Second, you designed graceful degradation and honesty about limits, which is the AI-specific trust move, because AI features fail differently from normal software. And third, you measured trust on the ramp with override rate and post-exposure retention, instead of just asserting the feature was trustworthy and moving on. Now for the traps. First, answering with slogans. Be transparent, be ethical, and no product mechanics and no metric, which is the single most common failure here. Second, fully automating consequential actions with no confirm step and no undo, which is the fastest way in existence to break trust. One unwanted irreversible action and you're done. And third, hiding the AI or overselling its accuracy so that the first visible mistake feels like a betrayal instead of a known limitation the user was warned about. To recap the structure, define trust as something measurable, then build it out of transparency so the user can verify, control so the human stays in charge, and honesty about limits so graceful degradation beats bluffing, and prove it on a staged ramp watching correction rate and retention. Carry this into the room. Trust is transparency plus control plus honesty about limits, and it's measurable. So watch